Hi, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but I got another mask to review here. Today's mask is the PMK-2, and this was the mask after, obviously, the PMK-1. Just going to get it out of its bag here. Now, I was not able to get the entire kit for this mask, as most kits are, but I was able to get it in the original plastic bag that it would have came in from the factory. Now, I already opened the bag just to see the contents of what was in it, but basically what I got was the PMK-2 along with a GP7 looking filter that came inside the straps. GP7 looking filter. And some of these big anti-fogging lenses. The mask itself here looks a lot like the GP7 and the PMK-1 because it's made out of the same rubber as the GP7. The voice diaphragm and the exhale valve is the same as the GP7 and the rubber as well. Now this mask originally had its own proprietary filter. So basically, instead of this filter port, for obviously your typical filter, it had just rubber there. And there was this bayonet system that would lock into the rubber. And this proved to be very inefficient when changing filters with the mask on, so they made this adapter that basically holds on to the rubber pretty well. It's rock solid in there just about. And it's for your GOST threaded filters. Now, the original bayonet style filters, in other words, not this threaded one, are indeed safe. They have kind of your P5 particulate filter looking particulate filter in them. So that's a lot better than kind of this cardboardy paper that's in the bottom of the normal kind of GP5, PMG, all the older Soviet mask filters from before the collapse of the Soviet Union. Now this mask's straps are not to be desired. They are rubber straps and they have these big notches in them that keep it from gliding easily through the strap system, as well as the rubber catches on your hair. Now, we're going to turn the mask inside out to show you the inner features of the mask, which are better than the GP7 and better than the PMK-1. However, the PMK-3 was a big improvement. And so basically we have this inner seal, huge inner seal, to make a better seal. In the Romanian M74 and a couple other masks did this right, but they just way oversized it here. And now the lenses are these big triangle lenses, as you can see. In the inside of the mask, it has this excuse for an oral nasal cup that kind of comes out of the rubber here in an attempt to make a seal with your nose so that the glass won't fog up, but it's not big enough. And now down here, you can see we have our drinking tube right there, which flows out to right here, going around the voice cover. And here we have a little housing system. So there is your nozzle that would attach to a canteen. Now, unfortunately, this mask didn't come with a canteen. Typically they do, depending on the seller, but basically you would attach to a uncontaminated water source, and then it would basically have to be gravity held, and you could suck through that straw and it would pull water through. Now, these canteen systems have been well known to be leaky, and so they're not the best at being workable, but I assume they worked when they were first made, but now the rubber kind of gets old and the seals wear out on those canteens. So, not the most reliable system for drinking tubes, and many drinking tubes are not reliable because of the kind of valve system. But going into further detail, we have a blanking plug on this side so that when you're using this side for the filter, as you could take this out and replace it into the kind of the filter stop here, and you could have the filter on the right side of the mask, say if you were a left-handed shooter. And this was a problem that the troops with the PMK-1 faced, because it was only on one side of the mask, sort of like this GP7 here, how it's just on one side of the mask. Now the filter for this is relatively interesting. There's only a couple markings on it. You can see the RN7KC. Now the normal GP7 filter, this is a typical GP7 filter. It says a lot more than that. It's just RNK, and then there's a bunch of other lettering. However, the PMK GOST filter says much less than that, and it's just RN7KC. These filters are a lot like each other. This would be the PMK and this would be GP7 in many ways. However, in some way they are different, and I'm not exactly sure how. It's most likely just markings. But we're going to compare this mask to the GP7 because they have many similarities, like the inner seal of the GP7. Now GP7 was a thing before any of the other PMKs, and it is quite a bad mask. And as you can see, when I got it, someone attempted to super glue one of the straps back on because, well, it just broke off because the strap system on these are so bad. But there is no drinking tube on the GP7. However, it's just kind of a very failed idea for the GP7, but they did lots of improving for the PMK-2. Now, I do believe that these threaded PMK-2 filters contain asbestos. The bayonet ones do not. I don't know if I can catch this on camera, but it's kind of like a kind of a cardboard straight pattern there for the particulate filter, and that's how you can kind of tell that it's not a safe filter. So we're just gonna open up the charcoal area here and insert it into the mask. And I'm not gonna put the mask on just because this mask is a pain to get on, especially with longer hair. But this is what the mask looks like with the filter on. I must say it is a very good looking mask, probably the best looking mask that the Russians have ever come up with. But another part of the kit would be a filter sock to keep water and stuff out. And because this mask was not the full kit, I have my PMG filter sock here. Just go over the filter to keep water and dust and stuff like that out. So we're going to put this back on the mask here. There we go. That's what it would look like. Keep water and bigger dust particles out. Very good looking. Now, I got this mask for about, I want to say $40 without shipping, which is a relatively good deal, especially here in the US. These masks are relatively hard to come by, but you can still get them, and I got this one from Croatia. The shipping was relatively fast in the US. It took about 10 or 12 days to get here. Now these, the mask that came after this was the PMK-3, which basically was this mask, just like a lot wider, and it had a proper oral nasal cup so it wouldn't fog. Not to say that this mask is bad. They do have the inserts for it, this big can right here, and basically these inserts are helped to not fog, and they work quite well if you can actually get them in there, but that would require to take the mask apart, and I don't really want to do that. But basically what these are just this kind of this film lens, triangular film lens that would go in. Now I might put some of the Polish anti-fogging paste in there, even though it smells horrendous, just because this mask is good in many ways, and it would just be a shame to have it to fog up. That's the only problem with this mask, is that it fogs up. Now that's about all to say about the kit itself. Now the bag. The seller, for whatever reason, gave me 2 PMK bags. These bags are actually very well made. They have Velcro here, and then just kind of this PMG popper style here. And on the inside of the bag, we have a divider here, and not really much else pockets, but we do have some Cyrillic writing that I can't read. We have a band to go around your waist, and also area for the thicker Soviet-style belts, and just your typical strap on the top here. This bag is kind of a olive green color, so is the other one the seller gave me, kind of a more yellowish. Now the only gripe I have is the straps are bad and it fogs, like I said. I think we're coming to a close of the video here, so let's dive into a little bit more history of this mask. Now, this was still in use with the Russian troops today and for training, but now they're using the PMK-3 and the PMK-4 because they're much improved from the PMK-2. However, the PMK-4 much hard to get because they're using them right now, obviously. So, coming to a close here. Thanks for watching. Bye.